Hello. In this brief video, we will go over the steps for using a rubric to grade your eClass assignments. For more general information about creating a new eClass assignment and grading student submissions, please see the other videos on our channel about eClass assignments. Establishing an assignment rubric can be done in multiple ways. It can be set up in Settings when you first build your assignment, or in Advanced Grading for any assignments that you've created already. In the assignment settings, you will see some typical items in the grade section, such as the point value for the assignment and the gradebook category. In order to enable a rubric, you will need to change the grading method for the assignment. By default, it is set for simple direct grading, which is the method for entering a single grade for each student. There will be two other options, grading guide and rubric. Both rubric options will allow you to create several criteria for scoring, but the rubric option in eClass creates a clickable grading form, while the grading guide gives you the ability to type in the score for each criterion. We will go over both options in this video. Once you have saved a new grading method, you will be prompted in the Advanced Grading page to insert your rubric or grading guide immediately afterwards. Advanced Grading is also the page where you will go to modify the rubric if you need to afterwards. On the right, you have the option to use a template if you wish to peruse what is available in eClass already, or if you have already used a rubric or grading guide in your course. Otherwise, you can click the option on the left to create a new grading guide or rubric from scratch. For adding your grading criteria, let's first begin with the rubric option. To start, enter a title for your rubric and optionally, a description that will be seen by graders and students. Scrolling down, you'll be given the option to enter the criteria for your rubric. On the left-hand side, enter the title for the criterion. On the right-hand side, you will enter the levels with their respective point value. Additional levels can be added by clicking Add Level on the right-hand side. Text must be entered for each cell in order for the rubric to be saved. As you continue to enter criteria, you can either click the Duplicate button to add a copy of the previous row as a template, or you can click Add Criterion at the bottom for a new blank row. After all of your criteria have been entered, you can then select other options, such as whether the point values will ascend or descend by the number of points in the finished rubric, if the rubric can be previewed, and if items such as the description or point values will be able to be displayed. Once you've selected the appropriate options, then click Save Rubric and make it ready. When grading student submissions, the rubric will be displayed as a clickable form which will allow you to select criteria and to enter feedback comments for each criterion. Alternately, when creating a grading guide for your assignment, all you have to do is give your criterion a name, enter the maximum score, and optionally a description that will be displayed for students and/or markers. To add new criteria, click the Add Criterion button and enter the same information as before. After all criteria have been entered, you can then also add frequently used comments to the grading guide. And then, similarly, you can decide whether to show the guide definition to students, as well as the number of points allowed per criterion. When you are finished, you can click Save Grading Guide and make it ready. When scoring student submissions using the grading guide, you'll be able to enter a feedback comment for each of the criteria, as well as its point value. Entering points for each of the criteria will lead to the final score on the assignment.